Hi everyone, welcome to the program. My name's Cameron, and today and Nicole.
Hi everybody. Welcome.
Hi.
We're friends today, special guest with us joining our program today. And guess where we are today?
We're at the National Business Brilliance Conference and Awards, everybody. It's amazing so far. We've had some gorgeous women business leaders that have been presenting at the conference today. And we've got a very, very amazing, beautiful guest with us. Would you like to present who it is, Cameron?
Yes. Everyone ready for this? Drum roll. Hi friends, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. Yeah, what a great day. Beautiful day outside and a beautiful day inside, and celebrating brilliant women. It's fantastic.
Now, we listened to your amazing presentation, talk about referral program and selling. It becomes so easier when you're there listening to your speech and your talk, how it works. So I want to share that. We want to share that with our viewers as well on this amazing program that you have in terms of selling. So share with our viewers, how did you get started in that area? How did you? I mean, for me, it's such a difficult area.
So I've been a salesperson really all my life. I'm a great talker. I'm great at getting other people talking and getting them to share things with me. I think that I come from a family of introverts. And so I was always the one that had to get everyone talking. And so that's a real skill that I have. And then, so I've been selling and run sales teams and owned businesses. And then 8 years ago, I started helping other people with sales. And what really happened was I was awesome at selling, but I didn't really understand why. And so in the process of teaching and working with other people, they helped me to unpack that. So now I know exactly how to be great at selling and how to translate that for people who feel uncomfortable with sales or even hate it.
Wow, that's a good story. I mean, life is about telling stories, and sales in business sales is the biggest area.
Well, I agree with you, Cameron. I've had the honour and privilege of working with Fran on her program, and after me getting involved with her program, I started to see things a lot more clearer, I had more clarity, and actually we went international, CBN Global, and we also picked up a lot of local, local business. And Fran today really did talk about the art of referral and sales, and basically if you can't make sales you don't have a business. Isn't that right, Fran?
Absolutely. I often, I've helped people who've just started, I've helped them get their first client, and I've also helped companies who kind of know what they're doing but don't really understand what really works and how to streamline it. But all of those businesses are the same, that really selling and sales and new clients are the lifeblood of their business, and I'm there to not suck their blood, give them more energy and more blood.
Yeah. I think you really make people feel very comfortable and authentic, isn't it? So do you want to share with our viewers, you've obviously got some secrets and some steps.
I've got 2 things that I'd love to share. The first is my 2 rules. So you mentioned a really key word there, Nicole, which is authenticity. And my first rule in selling, I don't care whether you're introverted or extroverted or whatever you are, just be yourself. If you're analytical, be analytical. If you love stories, tell stories. It doesn't matter, just be you. The second thing is that you've got to get over yourself. So yes, you've got to be yourself, but you've still got to get out there and you've got to take charge of the sale and take charge of your business. And that's exactly how I help people, Nicole and Cameron. I help them first and foremost to think differently about selling. Because if you think that it's an icky, sticky, pushy thing, then how you approach it is all wrong. So you've got to get your mindset right. Then once you've got your mindset right, you've got to do the right things. You've got to take the right actions. And I help people know what those actions are and how to do them. And lastly, I want them to think differently about the results of selling. One of the reasons people get really all nervous about selling is they're focusing on that end. They're focusing on the sale. But that's the wrong thing to focus on. You need to focus on each step. So when you meet someone new, that's a win. If they ask for more information, that's a win. If they don't want more information, that's still a win because you've had time to practice. If you get a proposal out there, that's a win. Every little step is a win. Every step is an opportunity for you to learn. And yes, if you focus on all of those steps, you will get the sales in the door. But if you're focusing on the end right at the beginning, you'll never get there.
Well, there you go, folks. Fran talked about fear, talked about not selling, but being very, very authentic. Fran, let's move forward into the future. Where do you see sales?
Well, I think that sales always will be focused in and around, the centre of your business and the lifeblood, as I said. But where I'm really taking it is broadening it to be about all of business. So to me, it's really a great selling is really focused in on customer experience. And that customer experience doesn't finish when someone says yes, does it? Because what you've promised, then you have to deliver. So it involves the delivery team in sales. It involves the accounts department in sales. And you might not call it sales, but customer experience is all about how this person who's coming and trusting us is experiencing our business. And so to me, selling never ends.
So what you're saying, there's sort of like a life cycle?
Yes, exactly. And I think when I first started in selling, and every company that I worked for, the first thing I would do is go and talk to their existing clients. 2 reasons. One, to really understand from the client perspective what value they got. And secondly, to see if they needed anything more. And you know what I discovered? Every single company I've worked for or worked with, their clients have always been undersold to. There was always new business just waiting for someone to take some interest. And so isn't that easy?
That's easy.
And when you do that, you can also ask for a referral.
It's amazing. You mentioned earlier about in business, any business, sales is the bread and butter of that business. And without having a sales team, every business should come and contact friends and get some free advice about that and start making some serious sales for the company to grow. So how important is it for some of the key, I think, sales that we come across and have feared over the last 10 years, 20 years, I think, is cold calling. Is it still a topic and is it still a trend, or is it, how can you share with our viewers, our ladies and so on, how easy is it in cold calling?
Look, cold calling, pardon me, if I can build my business through existing clients, through referrals, through networking, that's always easier from a numbers perspective than cold calling, no doubt. But do you know what I've seen? I've seen over the last few years such a push on the marketing engine that people think, or people are told, that all they have to do is get a Facebook page and do this and do that and get their message out there, and then suddenly all the people will just buy. And so marketing has been really increased, but they're missing on the selling.
Missing link there.
There is a missing link there. And so because people believe that all of this can be done at arm's length on the internet, people are scared even to pick up the phone when an inquiry comes in. I was just talking to someone earlier, and she said, I say at the end of my emails you can pick up the phone and ask me any questions. And I said, yeah, but that's like a sign-off. I said, if you want to talk to people, you have to be more deliberate about that. You have to say, the best way for you to contact me is to call me. Wow. So if that's the truth, then say it. Don't be afraid to talk to people, because when we're talking and having conversations, that's where the gold is. Can I just share one more thing? I know I love talking. I read an awesome article about what we're actually moving into is the conversation age. Right. And the conversation age. Get ready. And so data and analytics and all of this work that we've been doing is important. The numbers and how to get your message out there from a marketing, all of that's important. But at the end of the day, the conversation is about applying what you know and to the person that you're listening to the person that you're having a conversation with. It's two-way. Part of the problem with the marketing messaging is it's one way. And I'm not dissing marketing. I love marketing. I love these guys. But marketing is so complemented by selling. So have that amazing marketing engine. But then what I want you to do is encourage the conversation. How do you get people in a conversation? And it's not online.
Thank you. Now, just one quick question before you can ask, because I got so many questions ready to ask you. But I picked up some of the key point in your presentation today, and you mentioned that 70% or 80% of the sales comes through listening and asking question.
Yes.
So share our views about that. That is important. And are we doing right now? Are we listening to you? Are we?
What are we doing?
We're not interrupting you? Are we?
No. But it's so true. When I sit down and have a first meeting with someone or a first phone call, my job isn't to talk about me. It's really to listen to them. If great selling is about helping people make a buying decision, the only way I can help someone is by deeply understanding them. And the only way I can deeply understand them is firstly to listen and then to ask great questions. I think it was Tony Robbins who said, great people ask great questions, and because of that, they get better answers. So when you get a better understanding of the person, then you're able to apply your skills to that person in a much deeper and more profound way, and you're able to show them the sort of value that you can provide them, which just makes it easier for them to say yes to you.
Thanks, Fran. You've been really giving us some powerful tips and strategies in our interview today. If you're watching this and you're really getting some great tips for your own business, please like, comment and share. And you can also contact Fran. Fran, how up with the name Kiss to Sell?
Well, I actually wanted to have Kiss and Sell, but that was taken, the .com. So I was playing around with it. So to me, the KISS principle is about keep it simple skills, not stupid. And it's really applying that simplicity and a simple, honest, real way to selling.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a new words from now on, isn't it? Keep it simple, skills. Yeah, because it sounds better than the stupid thing. So.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, I don't like the stupid bit.
Yeah, no, that's important. I just wanted to ask you one more question, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
You mentioned before about, online, and I guess how it's important to build rapport because people don't buy. I think the saying is people buy from people. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. There's a great saying out there that people buy from people they know, like, and trust, but nobody has ever told people how to do that. But I can tell you. So people get to know what you do. So let's say you're a beautician or an accountant. That's what. But it's not really very engaging.
Yeah.
It's hard for people to differentiate. People are much more interested in how you do it. So they get to like how you do it. So you might be a beautician who does natural beauty. They like that. They like how you do it. But you know what they trust? They trust your why. They trust why you're in business. They trust why you're here to present to them. Why is it important for them to listen to you? So first and foremost, know your why. Then know how you deal with people. And lastly, it's about what you do. But that's,
Wow, that's excellent.
One last question for me. I know we did this 1,000 question that's in my head, but I think we are at today's event at the National Brilliant...
Business Brilliance.
Sorry, yep. That's right. And
it's a tongue twister.
Tongue twister, but not for a lot of women. But I think you mentioned also in the future women will take over business, right? In terms of, business-wise and so on. So, congratulations. Being here today is great to understand that.
You're welcome.
So, how would you encourage? I mean, today I saw a few young women, from different ages, not just young and old.
Yeah.
So, how would you share and advise some of those young women that are starting up right now, especially when we're here at today's event involving, a lot of women in the business?
So, look, I love women, men, dogs, it doesn't matter. Let's everyone get involved in business. But I think the first and foremost, if you're just starting out, the first thing I would do is go and talk to people. Often people spend a lot of time in the background. Yep. So they might build a website or build some ideas or do whatever. You don't need that. What you need is paying clients. So just set a hypothesis. So I'm going to start my business around such and such. I think that this person over here might be interested in that. Go and have a coffee with them. Go and find out. Build your business around your clients. I've got I'm writing a book this year. Look out for it. Around the minimum lovable product. So people might have heard of a minimum viable product. Yes. The problem with that term is it's really internal, and so all the boffins and people go, ooh, what can I make? What can I make? And it's not the point. The point is that we should be making what clients love. So what's the smallest thing that you can start with that your clients love and value and will pay for? That's where you start. And then you build around that. Build around your clients. Build around love. And so what I want you to be doing is having that client experience and that client interaction from the very beginning. Don't wait. Get out and talk to people and find out what they want. Because the last thing I want you to do is build an amazing mousetrap that's beautiful and then you go and find everyone's got a cockroach problem. Oh, devastated.
Wow.
Just listening to you, I want to jump on board, but I'm going to be drowning because I don't know where to start. So, coming to somebody like yourself, what's your role with a new person, with a new customer?
Yeah, thank you. So, first and foremost, I get to understand them. Wow. So I start the way I want you to start, by listening. And then I help them really understand what their role is in the business around sales and talking to clients. And then I want to know, well, who are your clients? Let's get really deep in understanding who your clients are and how they buy. How do they buy from you? And then once we know who they are and how they buy, that's when we can start crafting and building your sales process that's built around you and your client. And so then it's natural.
So you said there was about an 8-week program, I think, that you've got happening?
A new one starting in June. So now's the time, people. If you'd like to come on board, I'd love to have a 30-minute chat with you and see whether you fit with me. And that 30-minute chat will be me lots of listening and asking you lots of awesome questions.
That's fantastic. Once again, if you've got any questions that you'd like to ask Fran, please pop it in the comments section. Yes. And Fran will jump on board and she will answer them for you.
Absolutely.
Do you have any more questions that you'd like to ask Cameron?
He said he had 1,000.
Yeah.
There's so much that we can do. I think we can talk about it later. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And I hope we can come back again. You're welcome.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
So we're signing off for now, but we do hope that you enjoyed it. Once again, Kistusel and Francis Pratt, we really do thank you for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Francis.
Cameron.